What are some tips and strategies that you use every day to kind of balance work and family?
Well, I will say that I make lists and I keep lists and update them all the time. This is what I have to do. This is what I, didn't get done yesterday, and I try and cross off things and add things. And one of the problems I have is as I'm doing something on my list, something will come up that I need to do, and then I'll veer off. And I've actually been getting better at saying, okay, no, finish one thing, then move on to the next. So I really have to work hard at staying focused on the one thing I'm doing and then go on to the next thing. I've found that the older I've gotten, my memory is failing. So if I don't write it down or do it right when I say I'm going to do it, I forget. And that's why I think I will go from task to task to task. But I have to try and really focus on staying focused on one thing at a time.
Well, and that's really par for the course for entrepreneurs, isn't it? Like, I mean, your mind is all over the place. There's a new idea brewing every second, so it's hard.
And it's from, it's as big as what's the new city that we're going to launch to, did I take the garbage out for my company? So, and did I forget to pick my kids up and get their baseball? So it's, it's everything. When you're an entrepreneur and a mom, there's so many things that I have to remember to do. So, it tends to be sort of frenetic sometimes.
What advice would you give for other parents, other moms and dads who may be interested in becoming entrepreneurs and maybe not fully aware of what they're in for?
I guess one of the pieces of advice I would have is give yourself a break. You really can't do it all at the same time, and often you can't do it all in the same day. So, I'll work hard for all day, and then I will have to go do carpool, and I have to focus on making sure that at this time I'm sitting with my kids and we're doing homework, and even though I can hear the phone ringing and I know I have calls to make, I have to give myself a break and say, this is, the time I have for my kids right now, and this is the time I have for work right now. So I think it's letting go of some of the guilt and, trying to do the best you can in the moment that you're doing it.
What's the biggest challenge for you on a daily basis as a mom and an entrepreneur?
It would be managing my list. Am I making enough sales calls today? Did I get to talk to all my customers? Is my website running? Did I remember to pack the right lunch for each of my kids? Did I remember to sign that form that they need to go to that field trip? What are they doing after school? Who's doing carpool today? And then, everything from, is my database working? And, have I spoken to that IT person? That, that's really everything. That would be a day.
Are there ever times where you say to yourself, you know what, this is way too much and this is probably way more than I signed up for?
No, never. To me, being in the corporate world was way too much. And not in terms of, I never sort of say this is more than I signed up for. I never did, even in the corporate world. But, I don't say that because I am so lucky I work out of my house. I get to see my kids every day and be here and have dinner and do homework with them. And I couldn't do that when I was in the corporate world. So I don't say that. I actually say I'm so lucky to do this. If anything I say to myself is to have to manage not being so impatient to grow the business faster. That's really how I have to manage myself. But I really know how lucky I am.
Was there a specific moment or event that made you say to yourself, I'm done with the corporate world, I'm going to start my own business? Or was it the cumulative effect of however many years you were in that environment?
There was a moment in the job I had prior to this where I was never home, and I was working all the time, and I was missing a lot of events, and I was traveling a lot, and I was just missing, a lot of events for my kids, and I couldn't do it anymore. I mean, I guess I was lucky enough to be able to have the option of not doing that, but I couldn't do it. The sacrifice was too great. So the salary cut I took was massive. But I guess my quality of life and my children's life was worth it for me.
What advice would you give to other parents and other moms who are struggling with that exact issue?
You really have to understand. I guess this is going to sound, I don't know if it's crass, but your financial situation. Understand. Do you need to have the full-time childcare? If you work from home and you take a cut in your salary, can you cut other childcare options and keep your kids at home. Like I just did sort of managing your personal budget to understand what you really don't need and what you do, what you can manage to live with. Because in my instance, it's not, my salary was quite significantly, but I also was able to cut other areas of my life in terms of childcare and school costs and things like that to manage the situation. So I guess it's a more practical piece of advice, but I think that would be the number one. A lot of people say they can't do it for money, but you might not realize parking downtown, your cell phone bill, your childcare bill, are those things that you need when you are working and that you can give up if you're not working in a corporate office and corporate environment.
Tell us a bit about your business, Help We've Got Kids.
Help We've Got Kids was actually not started by me. It was started by two other moms about 18, 19 years ago. And we are essentially a directory, so we're a resource. We list every resource that you need for your family in one place, either on our website at helpwe'vegotkids.com or in our print directory, which is sold in major bookstores and retailers around the GTA. So in a sense, what we do is help every family and mothers like me find in one place how to run that kid's birthday party, what classes to take and where to find them. And I guess that's what we do, is try to help the families find access to services and classes and programs and schools and childcare in one place.
Now, you mentioned the GTA or the Greater Toronto Area. Does it extend beyond that?
Right. Our website at helpwe'vegotkids.com is across the country. We're Calgary, we're Vancouver, Toronto, and the surrounding Toronto, Barrie, Ottawa, Kitchener, etc. And the book is only sold right now in the GTA, but our website is national.
Is there anything else you wanted to add, Tracie?
No, I just, thank you so much for talking to me. I think it helps me when I hear other parents' stories and other mothers' stories. And I hope that people can decide, from hearing this, that maybe they can make a change in their life, or not, or realize what they're doing is right for them at the time.
And are you doing what you're passionate about?
Yeah, I love it. I love talking to parents. I love talking to moms. I love being with my kids. I love working with kids. It's so fun.